Hi viewers, welcome back to my channel Learning Simplified. Today it's a continuation of a discussion which was done before. That was a topic basically in genetics. If we are given the phenotypic ratio of the offsprings, how to get genotype of the parent, this is always a perplexing question for most of the children, because if you are given the genotype of the parents, just writing the gametes and getting the F1 generation and getting the ratio is a very simple and a very common thing. That's using deductive reasoning. But then when we are trying the opposite way, genotype of the pair, the offsprings, and you're asked to get the genotype of the parents, it's a kind of inductive reasoning. And one question about this is already discussed. Let us get into some more details of this one. Yes guys, welcome. Let us dive in. In dihybrid cross, when we check the genotype of the parents, we come to know a very important point, that the chance of having the number of gametes is basically either 1, 2 or 4. Let us first of all understand what does it mean. So a parent can have either 1 gamete, 2 or 4. If the genotype of the parent is capital R, capital Y, capital Y, capital Y, we are going to write only one kind of gamete, isn't it? If we have capital R, small r, capital Y, we can have capital R with capital Y. This is repetition, so we take only one capital R with capital Y and small r with small y. We can have 2 gametes, isn't it? Let's go another one, capital R, capital Y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. We get capital R, capital Y, then capital R, small y, and then small r, capital Y, and small r, small y. So these are the only chances of having gametes in a dihybrid cross. That means there is no chance of a particular dihybrid cross in which a parent can make 3 kinds of gametes. There are chances in higher level where there is mutations and other kinds of stuff works on. But in general, Mendelian pattern, we are just seeing either 1, 2 or 4 gametes. So this is the basic thing that we have to first get clear idea about. Let's go to the next. If a gamete, one gamete is joining with another one gamete, there is a chance of only one kind of child to be produced. If a parent is heterozygous for round and homozygous for yellow, it's going to make 2 gametes, and if that parent is crossing with one gamete, we are going to get 2 cross 1 Punnett square, and there will be 2 individuals, isn't it? Imagine 2 such individuals are crossing, we are going to get 2 cross 2, 4 individuals. There is one more chance for getting 4 individuals, that is this condition, double heterozygous condition with the complete pure line. So 4 cross 1 makes a chance of only 4 individuals. Now there is a chance of 8 individuals. What is that? This particular crossing with this one, 4 cross 2, the Punnett square will have 8 boxes. And there is one more chance, that is 16. This individual with this one, like a selfing and all you learn. So 4 cross 4, 16. So to illustrate that, we have the following kinds of probabilities of getting the offsprings. So if there is only 1 cross 1, 1 is there, 1 cross 2, 2 is there, 2 cross 2, we can get 4, 1 cross 4, 4 is there, 2 cross 4, 8 is there, and 4 cross 4, 16 is there. So most of the dihybrid ratios will be either given in these categories. Now imagine you are getting a question based on this 2 or this. This could be called as the easiest question. What is the reason? Because we know if we have 4 cross 4, we are very sure that both the parents are heterozygous for both the characters, both the traits. So it's very similar. It's just like what dihybrid ratio, dihybrid cross of Rutherford and Mendel. Today we are going to check out these kinds of crosses, which is generally found a bit of trouble in solving. Let us get into the cross directly. So guys, two gametes cross two gametes in a single Punnett square means with four offsprings. That was being discussed in the previous video, and you can click the card for that video. It will be a good idea, great idea watching that video along with this video. Let's get for today's topic, that is how if there is 8 offsprings given where the chance is 2 cross 4. 2 gametes cross 4 gametes. So only 2 questions we are going to discuss thoroughly in this context. So let us check the questions right now. Here we have 2 questions kept in front of us. Number 1, the phenotypic ratio of the F1 generation is given. Round yellow 3, round green 3, wrinkled yellow 1 and wrinkled green 1. These letters are abbreviations of what I want to tell you. It's never the genotype alleles used here. So don't confuse that. Question number 2. Phenotypic ratio is given of the F1. Round yellow 3, wrinkled yellow 3, round green 1, wrinkled green 1. Both questions are asking us to find the genotype of the parents. So we have phenotypes. From that we are supposed to get to the genotype. What is the method? There are various steps. If you follow carefully, you are finding it so simple and easy to solve this kind of questions. Let us get into the question. Step 1. Check the total number of offsprings that we have in the question. Here we have 3, 6, 7, 8. Here also we have 8. So certainly this is a cross which involves 4 cross 2 gametes. So in that case, my checkerboard must have, or my Punnett square must have 8 boxes. Let's go ahead with a Punnett square with 8 boxes. Alright, now from this Punnett square we are going to go here the male and the female. Alright, so after checking the first step, finding the number of offsprings and drawing the Punnett square equivalent boxes, next is find the least number, smallest number, wrinkled green. That is what always, and the genotype of this wrinkled green is very sure for us because they are homozygous. So wrinkled is referred by small r, green is referred by small y. That is step 2. Step 3. When we wrote wrinkled green, small r, small y, we are sure that it's made from 2 gametes. What are they? The gamete for this from the parent must be, one must be small r, small y, and the other parent also must give small r, small y. So we have solved 2 gametes now. Remaining is 7 boxes. Let us go for step 4. Once you have done that, check out our checkerboard. Our Punnett square has got 4 cross 2. 4 gametes produce only if and only if the parent is double heterozygous for the feature. For example, capital R, capital Y can make 1, 2, 3, 4 kinds of gametes. So one thing that we can very clearly tell from this is one of these parents can be capital R, capital Y, small y. And from that we got all the 4 gametes of that parent, that is capital R going with capital Y, capital R with small y. There we go with small r with capital Y, and of course small r with small y. Once you have cleared this, step number 5, we can write these 4 columns, these 4 boxes without any trouble now, because already we have all the gametes to make up that. Here we go, capital R, capital Y, small y. Let's go for the second one, capital R, small y, small y. Third one, small r, capital Y, small y, and fourth is small r, small y, small y. By the way, after doing this, let's find out step 6, how many of the required types of phenotypes we got. Okay, when we check into that one, we could come to a point that this is a round yellow, and this is wrinkled green. Yes, we have 1, we tick it. Next one, we have got wrinkled yellow. Yes, we have got 1. Now we got round green. From this round green we have already solved 1, and here round yellow we have already solved 1. Now what we understand, Here 1, 2, 3, 4 members I already got solved. Remaining is round green 2 more, round yellow 2 more. I need to get 2 round green and 2 round yellow there. So that is how I'm going to fix the next box. Now step 7. What is it? Here when we have written all these things, one of the parents we already got. The other parent we don't know exactly what's it. Then we can just write like we don't know one letter, capital R or small r we don't know, small r, and another letter we don't know, small y, because this dash we are supposed to fill. It can be capital R, small r, capital Y, small y, or small r, capital Y, small y, or capital R, small y. So many choices and so many chances, so many probabilities are there in front of us. So now instead of taking all those tensions, let us check into the question. What is the key point now you are going to catch here? Be careful and get the key idea. What is it? In this particular cross, round yellow, round green. The repeated one is round, isn't it? Round yellow and round green. In both these cases, we can see the numbers are maximum and the repeated word character or trait in that is round. So that means we have to make both cases round. In order to get both cases round, it's better to take round as heterozygous. So if I put round as heterozygous and I add capital R, small r and yellow as what? Homozygous. What will be the gamete here? One is capital R, small y. Second is small r, small y. Small r, small y I have already written. So I have to write what? Capital R, small y here. Okay, so that is the troublesome area which we are always finding difficult to get into. That's why I have used red there. Kindly focus on. Now capital R, small y is the second gamete taken. Let us work out. Capital R, capital Y, small y. Capital R, small y, capital R, small r, capital Y, small y, and capital R, small y, small y. Let us check what are these things. This is round yellow, round green, round yellow, round green, round yellow 2 more, round green 2 more. We added. So totally we got 3, 3, 1, 1. Perfect ratio. Another variant of this is the question which is given here. This is a homework for you, but I'll give the clue for you. What's the clue? Look, in this one, round was repeated in the biggest number ratios. In this one, what is repeated? Round is not repeated. You must have noticed that. What is repeated? Yellow is repeated. The other one is as usual. So this is again a 2 into 4, 2 cross 4, 8 offsprings question. But what is repeated? Yellow is repeated. So that is a clue, and from that clue you can just draw your checkerboard and solve the answer. Sometimes we get questions where 4 cross 4 members, 16 offsprings will be there, in which the question may not tell us the exact ratio. Rather, the question will look into certain numbers to trouble us. Let me give an example. Look, here we get into such questions. Cross round yellow 907, round green 306, wrinkled yellow 312, and wrinkled green we have around 101. So now what is the question? After giving you these numbers and the ratio, find out what is the genotype of these offspring's parent. The parent's genotype we are supposed to find out. It's very simple question, guys. What is it? Okay, in such questions what you have to do, Mendel, as you know, Gregor Johann Mendel was having too much of knowledge, in-depth knowledge in statistics and botany. So these two together when joined, only such a magical person has brought out such wonderful ideas. So you can see he was using statistics, and as he used large sampling group, the sampling size is large, the chance for errors are very less. That's why here we are getting big numbers. So if this is the ratio given, very simple, just simplify the ratio. Don't go to simplify directly by using mathematics. Try to rule out what these numbers, check it out, you take it to hundreds, 100, 300, 300, 900. 1, 3, 3, 9. 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. It's a normal ratio, which we have already learned, and that is made from two heterozygous parents. So such questions are solved by simplifying the ratio in a most possible rounding off way. Well guys, that's all for today's tutorial, and hope you liked it, you understood, and you followed the method. You want more questions, you want more tutorials, kindly give your comments, and if you like the videos, please subscribe and press the bell icon so that you will continue getting remaining tutorials. Thank you. Take care.